Okay guys, Festival of Colors event is starting around the world in Pokemon Go, March 13th, 10 a.m. to March 17th, 8 p.m. Today we're talking all about it. Let's get into it. Okay, event bonuses. Lure modules will be lasting 3 hours during this event. Incenses will be lasting 2 hours, and Bruxish will be appearing more frequently from Incense. Bruxish is the new shiny for the event, and that's why that is important. Shiny Smeargle is also returning. If you don't know, Shiny Smeargle is normally Shiny Lock, except during special events like this one, which means anytime you take a snapshot, you can get an encounter with Smeargle, which could be shiny during this event. Generally, it's a 1 in 64 shiny. Also, there will be a colorful surprise around Pokestops when you get close to them, but this is just a thing we get every single year with the Festival of Colors. If you're in India, by the way, you're getting exclusive bonuses. Unfortunately, I am not going to be in India during this event, but the week after. But you will get a branching timed research. You will get Pikachu wearing a Kurta in the 1-star raids, and also 1 additional candy from catching Pokemon in raids. So if you're in India, I will see you all soon. Okay, let's talk about the spawns. We'll have Drowsy, Magikarp, Natu, Aipom, Meditite, Dwebble, Flabebe, all spawning in the different areas of the world, with red flower in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, blue in Asia Pacific region, and the yellow flower in North and South America. Bruxish, which is the new shiny during the event, and rare spawns for white and orange flower Flabebe, which are available both globally. We'll see event exclusive field research tasks to get us encounters with event themed Pokemon and Stardust. The 3-star raids during the event will have a Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon. The 5-star raids will have Tapu Koko, and anytime you catch a Tapu Koko, it will know its legacy move Nature's Madness, and the Mega raids will have Mega Swampert. Max battle bosses during the event will be Krabby, Beldum, Drillbur, and Darumaka. There'll be a free timed research you can go ahead and complete to get you 1 incense, 4 rare candies, encounters with event themed Pokemon, and more. There'll be a $2 paid timed research you can go ahead and buy. Of course, as always, something to buy. Remember, if you do buy this, it does only last till the end of the event, so make sure you complete it, but it can get you 2 lure modules, 4 instances, 2,000 stars, and encounters with Bruxish if you want more shiny checks on Bruxish and a couple items. Let's get into the tips though, starting with what are the best spawns to catch. First of all, we have Drowsy in there, evolves into Hypno. Hypno is ranked 258 in the Open Great League and 72 in the upcoming Willpower Cup. Magikarp's also in there, which evolves into Gyarados. Mega Gyarados is the number 5 water type attacker in Pokemon Go and number 7 dark type attacker, so not bad. Magikarp also takes 400 candies to evolve into Gyarados, so make sure you use Pineapple Berries on these Pokemon if you want it. Gyarados is also ranked 43 in the Open Master League. Meditite's in there, which can evolve into Medicham. Medicham is ranked 47 in the upcoming Willpower Cup and 31 in the new Scroll Cup. Finally, Flabebe is in there, which evolves into Florges. Florges is a decent fairy type raid attacker in Pokemon Go. Is ranked 91 in the Open Great League, 53 in the Spring Cup, 25 in the Open Ultra League, and ranked 10 in the Open Master League. Not a bad Pokemon to get there, a very strong fairy type. Moving on to the raids though, what are the best ones to go after? Tapu Koko with Nature's Madness is a decent electric slash fairy type attacker. You pretty much need to go against raid bosses that are weak to both those types, and it does pretty well, but by no means the top attacker. Also in the main series games, Tapu Koko can learn Fairy Wind, which is a fast move, so if they do give Tapu Koko Fairy Wind in the future, it could be an even better fairy type attacker. Mega Swampert's in there, which Mega Swampert with Hydro Cannon is a solid raid attacker, ranked number 2 as a water type, number 10 as a ground type. Moving on to the best max battle Pokemon to take on, we have Dynamax Krabby, which can evolve into Dynamax Kingler. Not as strong as Gigantamax Kingler, but still a good water type max attacker. It is more of a glass cannon though. Dynamax Beldum's in there, which falls into Dynamax Metagross, the probably best Dynamax Pokemon to have. Dynamax Metagross is a good psychic and steel type max attacker. Regular Metagross is also number 5 as a steel type attacker in raids, and has the mega form in the future with Mega Metagross. We have Dynamax Pidove, which evolves into Dynamax Unpheasant, which is a decent max flying type attacker, especially because we have so little ones. Unpheasant is also just the number 17 flying type attacker in Pokemon Go. So yeah, overall not bad to grab Dynamax Pidove, especially because it's one of 2 Dynamax Pokemon with the full flying type moveset, which will be very useful when Gigantamax Machamp comes later this season. We have Dynamax Darumaka, which falls into Dynamax Darmanitan, one of the top fire type DPS max attackers, and cheaper to power up than Dynamax Moltres, which is your alternative option. Darmanitan is also the number 23 fire type attacker in Pokemon Go. Now, if you want to grind a lot of candies for these wild spawns during the event, for Smeargle, all that stuff, here are some candy tips you should be following. Number 1, Mega Evolve a Pokemon. Anytime you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, you'll get more candy, Candy XL, and XP for catching Pokemon of that type. During this event, I would highly recommend Mega Evolving something like a Mega Gardevoir. That'll get you more candies for the Flabebes, Meditites, Natus, Drowsies, all those psychic and fairy type Pokemon. The season also does include the bonus of guaranteed XL candy when trading away Pokemon. So anytime you trade away a Pokemon, you'll get a guaranteed XL candy. So save any Flabebes, Meditites, whatever you want XL candies for, hold onto them and then trade them away to a friend. Doesn't matter the distance between the 2 Pokemon, you'll be guaranteed an XL candy every single time. It's also a good opportunity to re-roll IVs. If you want to get a Hundo Flabebe or whatever, your friend can save a bunch, you can save a bunch, and if you guys mirror trade them. Every time you trade away a Pokemon, the IVs will re-roll, which could potentially lead to a perfect IV. Also, every time you catch a legendary from a raid hour, you're going to get a guaranteed rare XL candy, which is one of the hardest items in the game to collect. So make sure you play Tapu Koko raid hour or any single raid hour every single week, Wednesday 6 to 7 p.m. and catch as many legendaries as you can, because that will get you a bunch of rare XL candies. Now, in terms of platinum medals, you go ahead and complete during this event. I highly recommend you, of course, work on your type medals, Flabébés in the wild. So the Fairy Tail Girl medal, which is a harder medal to complete, is a good one to work on. Of course, Shiny Smeargle is coming back, so the Cameraman medal, have 400 encounters and go snapshot, a good medal to work on. By the way, if you don't know how to do the snapshots, you just come into your buddy Pokemon here, you take a snapshot. If it's not a Smeargle, just back out and then do that again until you get your Smeargle encounters. I don't know how many we're going to be getting in the past. I think it's been like 10 encounters or 5 encounters a day, but I will leave in the pinned comments once I know how many Smeargle encounters you get every single day. But this is the strategy to get your Smeargle checks. We do have 3-hour lure modules during the event. So the Picnicker medal, use a lure module to help any trainer catch 2,500 Pokemon. Good medal to work on. Always drop lures in the busiest areas. People will come by, catch Pokemon off your lure, getting you a bunch of points towards this medal. We also have the Rising Star medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. If there's any Pokemon in raids that you've never raided before, do one raid for them to get a point towards this medal. Also the Rising Star Duo medal, if you and a buddy are going to be doing a bunch of raids on Tapu Koko or Mega Swampert or whatever, do them together so you guys can work on your Rising Star Duo medal. Finally, for any of those trainers in India doing those Pikachu raids, you can go ahead and work on your Pikachu fan medal, catch 1,000 Pikachus. And remember, if you actually end up catching Pikachus, you can actually trade them to a friend and that will get them a point towards your medal. So if you and your friend catch 100 Pikachus, you trade them over, that's actually 200 Pikachus towards each of your medals for Pikachu fan. Now remember to download all assets. This is a tip for any event. In your advanced settings, you can download all assets, which will download all the game assets to your phone, so it's not pulling them off your internet, making for a much smoother gameplay experience. You can also turn on native refresh rate, which will use your phone's native refresh rate, making the gameplay experience much smoother. In terms of adventure effects during the event, I highly recommend either Spatial Rend Adventure Effect, which will double your spawn distance. If you don't know when you use Palkia Spatial Rend for Stardust and Palkia candies, it will give you 2 times the amount of distance for your spawns, allowing you to see more spawns, catch more spawns, get more candy, all that stuff. But if you are going to be doing Tapu Koko raid hour, March 12th, 6 to 7 p.m., highly recommend you use Ice Burn or the Free Shock adventure effects on the new Black or White Kyurem. These are going to make you easier to catch Pokemon, so you can take advantage of that bonus every time you catch a legendary during a raid hour for a guaranteed rare XL candy. March 17th, by the way, from 6 to 7 p.m. is the new Max Monday for Dynamax Chansey. This is a good Pokemon to take on because it is a tank Dynamax Pokemon. If you don't know, in Dynamax battles, the best strategy is to have a tank Pokemon, and then when you Dynamax, switch into your attacker Pokemon and switch back and forth. And Blissey is the highest HP Pokemon in the game, so it's going to be like the best Dynamax tank. Chansey is also a 1 in 64 perma boosted shiny. Of course, remember to do all your snapshots during the event every single day. Set a reminder in your phone so you don't forget, is always a good thing to do. And also, if you plan on evolving a Galarian Slowpoke into a Slowking, make it your buddy during the event because you can catch 30 Psychic type Pokemon with it as your buddy, and there's plenty of Psychic in the wild during the event. Spritzee also requires you to make it your buddy and use an incense. So if you're evolving Spritzee and you plan on using incense during the event, that's a good way to do it. And if you're gonna be doing a lot of raids during raid hour, Tapu Koko, whatever, make it Galarian Mask or Hisuian Quillfish your buddy because it needs to be your buddy. You need to win 10 raids to evolve them into their final forms. Remember, every single time you're opening gifts, make sure you pin and unpin your gifts. This will increase your Pavilion medals, which will lead you to Scatterbug encounters, which can now be shiny. I'm gonna keep reminding you, this is one of the rare shinies in Pokemon Go, so make sure you're always pinning your gifts. Finally, remember to attend official community ambassador meetups. If you don't know on Campfire, you can look for community ambassador meetups, and if there's a little reward section in the corner, this will give you access to rewards. The first reward is a branching timed research, which will lead you to either a raid pass, a super incubator, a rocket radar, or a lure. But on top of that, when you're in a party checked into one of these meetups, you're gonna get 25% less egg incubator distance. So if you plan on hatching a lot of eggs, highly recommend you go to these meetups to get even less egg incubator distance. And if you plan on doing all the raids, go to these meetups because you can get 1 free raid pass. Good luck during the Festival of Colors event. Watch the other 2 videos on screen if you enjoyed this one. Follow for more tips. Peace.